Listen closely, Libra. Have you felt it? That subtle shift in the air, as if the universe has quietly placed its hands on your shoulders and whispered, "Something is reversing for you." Take a slow breath with me. Let it settle deep into your chest. Because what's moving toward you between November 28th and 30 is not random, not accidental. It's a karmic turning point, crafted specifically for your soul. I'm honored you're here tonight. Your energy, your presence, your quiet hope, it all matters more than you know. So stay with me. Stay through every word, because the message unfolding in this moment is one your spirit has waited a long time to hear. If any part of you feels this truth, leave a comment, tap subscribe, and let the universe know you're ready. Now, Libra, let's step into the shift that's been destined for you. Come a little closer, Libra. Just you and me for a moment. Let the world fall quiet around you. Let your breath soften. Because what I am about to share isn't meant for a crowd. It's meant for the one version of you that has been carrying far more than anyone ever noticed. There is a shift moving toward you. Slow at first, like the air changing before dawn, but unmistakable once you feel it. From November 28th to 30th, something in your atmosphere begins to turn. Not dramatically, not loudly, but with the kind of precision only the universe understands. It's as if life itself has reached out and gently taken the wheel from tired hands, whispering, "You've done enough. Let me correct what has been uneven." You'll notice it. The pressure you've been carrying will start to loosen. That tightness behind your thoughts, the part of you that has been overthinking and overfeeling, begins to release like a knot finally giving way. The space around your mind becomes clearer, lighter, almost as if someone lifted a veil that you didn't even realize had been weighing you down. And Libra, you know this better than anyone. You've lived through seasons where your heart felt like the mediator for everyone else's storms. You've held the line when others wavered. You've stayed soft in moments that deserved steel. And you did it quietly, gracefully, without applause, without anyone truly seeing how much strength it took. But destiny has a strange way of honoring those silent battles, even when you forget to honor yourself. These next few days carry the energy of restoration, a rebalancing. The universe does not forget what was taken from you, what weighed you down, or what stretched your spirit thin. Karma is not punishment, it is alignment. And you, Libra, are stepping back into alignment with who you were always meant to be. You may not see the whole picture at once. It may come in flickers, a sudden moment of clarity, someone's unexpected apology, a path opening where there was only resistance, a truth revealing itself without you having to ask. But you'll feel it. A quiet inner knowing settling into your chest that what is yours can finally return, and what was never yours is slipping away on its own. You deserve this correction. You deserve this easing of the scales. And deep down, a part of you already sensed it coming, the same part that never stopped hoping, even in your most silent moments. So, take another breath, a slow one. Let it reach the parts of you that forgot how to unclench. Because this isn't the end of the shift, it's the first ripple. And as this ripple moves through your life gently, persistently, it will touch everything that has felt heavy, unfair, or unfinished. Stay with me, Libra, because what unfolds next is the moment where you finally stop carrying what isn't yours and step into the chapter written only for you. Now, let's move deeper. There is something important you need to understand about the emotional weight you've been holding and why, during this karmic reversal, you won't be carrying it anymore. Take another breath with me, Libra. Let it settle low in your chest, because what we're stepping into now is something you've felt for a long time. Even if you never had the words for it, you know that feeling. When someone you care about begins to unravel right in front of you. When their confusion, their moods, their unspoken storms start circling closer and closer to your heart, as if you are the one expected to hold everything together. Maybe it is a partner who leans too heavily. Maybe a family member who has always needed more than they ever gave. Or maybe it's someone who simply became used to you being the soft landing place for their chaos. You've carried that weight for longer than anyone realizes. You've been the calm in rooms where no one else knew how to breathe. You've been the voice of reason when emotions rose too fast. You've been the steady hand when other people shook. And for so long, you thought that was love. You thought that was loyalty. You thought that was your role. But something in you has shifted, hasn't it, Libra? Not in a cold way, not in a bitter way, but in the way a tired soul subtly says enough. Your energy now, it's different. More centered, more grounded, more still. The kind of stillness that doesn't belong to someone running after others, trying to patch what they refuse to mend. The kind of stillness that comes from a deeper truth, a truth you're finally ready to honor. You can't carry someone else's healing. You can offer kindness. You can offer presence. You can offer a calm voice when the moment calls for it, but you cannot walk into someone else's darkness for them. You cannot force clarity into a heart that chooses confusion. You cannot pour from a place inside you that is already asking to rest. And you feel that truth now, quietly, firmly, without guilt. This is the karma reversing, not dramatic, not loud, just a gentle turning of the scales, returning to each person what belongs to them, and returning to you, your own peace, your own breath, your own center. You are no longer absorbing what does not belong in your spirit. You are no longer mistaking emotional responsibility for love. You are no longer allowing someone else's unprocessed pain to become your daily landscape. You're stepping back, not out of anger, but out of clarity, out of respect for your own soul. And the moment you do, you'll notice something almost mystical. Their storms don't hit you the same way. Their words don't stick the way they used to. The emotional weight that once felt inevitable suddenly slides off your shoulders like a coat you finally realize never fit. You are not abandoning anyone. You are simply refusing to abandon yourself. And that Libra is the quiet beginning of your liberation. Let yourself feel how different this is, how clean, how honest, how aligned. Because as you step out of this old pattern, something else begins to rise inside you. Something softer and stronger and far more sacred. Stay with me. Because what unfolds next is the moment where your heart learns a new way to love, and the world around you begins to respond to this new version of you, whether they are ready or not. You know, Libra, love has always asked a lot from you, more than people realize, more than you ever say out loud. You feel everything at a deeper frequency. You pick up on tone, silence, shifts in energy, the soft places where someone's truth begins to tremble. And without thinking, you adjust, you soften your edges, you quiet your needs, you make room for theirs. It is your nature to harmonize, to hold the balance steady even when you are the one shaking inside. But something has been changing in you. And if you place a hand to your chest right now, I think you can feel it. You are calmer, but not because you are suppressing anything. You are quieter, but not because you are afraid to speak. You are simply done performing emotional gymnastics to maintain connections that should have been mutual from the start. There is a new stillness in you, Libra, a clarity, a soft but unmistakable shift in the way you stand in your own heart. And the person you are with feels it. Even if they do not have the language for it, they feel the difference. They feel that they can no longer take your presence for granted, that you are no longer holding the entire weight of the relationship on your shoulders. And between November 28th and 30th, this shift invites something important to happen. Maybe a conversation that needed to happen months ago finally finds its way to the surface. Not a fight, just truth speaking itself out loud. Truth that clears the air rather than stirring it up. Truth that opens a window so the two of you can breathe again. Or maybe you simply draw a quiet line in the sand, not as a threat, not as an ultimatum, but as a declaration of love for yourself. A way of saying this is who I am now, and this is how. My heart deserves to be held. What is beautiful is that this line will not push them away. It will pull respect toward you. It will shift the dynamic into something more equal, more grounded, more real. Because Libra loves with fairness. Libra loves with awareness. Libra loves with both the heart and the mind. And now, your love is returning to its natural state, balanced, honest, and sacred. And if you are single, my friend, the story unfolds differently, but just as meaningfully. Two energies may approach you. One feels gentle, effortless, like a soft breeze you've known before. The other stirs something curious inside you, a spark that feels both new and strangely familiar. But here is the truth. The universe wants you to hold. You do not need to rush toward anyone. You are not the one auditioning. You are not the one proving your worth. You are the one being chosen, and the right soul will reveal themselves without you lifting a finger. This chapter is about valuing your own presence so deeply that only those who can match your depth, your steadiness, your sincerity will step toward you. And as you settle into that knowing, you will feel something else rising, a gentle pull toward the kind of life and love that has been waiting for you to finally recognize yourself. Stay with me, Libra, because the way your heart shifts now will ripple into every corner of your world, including your purpose, your calling, and the opportunities that begin to seek you out even as you sit quietly, simply being who you are. You know, Libra, there comes a moment in every life when the road opens in front of you a little wider than expected. Not dramatically, not with fireworks or loud announcements, but with a quiet, unmistakable pull, a sense that something is shifting behind the scenes, and your name is written on the next chapter. And as you step out of that space of emotional clarity we just uncovered together, you may start to feel another kind of energy gathering around you. A momentum, a soft hum in the background of your days, as if the universe has begun rearranging pieces in your favor. Between November 28th and 30th, this hum becomes louder, more intentional, more personal. A door that has been half closed finally moves. A message arrives, a conversation finds you, and suddenly, there it is, an opportunity, one you did not chase, yet somehow still belongs to you. Maybe it is a new role, maybe a project that carries your name forward in a way others will finally see. Maybe an offer from far away, a place you had once imagined but never dared to believe would call for you. Or maybe it is something simpler, a chance to step into a version of work that actually honors who you are now, not the person you were years ago, when you first said yes out of fear, or survival, or sheer responsibility. But here's the truth. Libra and I want you to hear this. Gently, everything meaningful asks for something in return. And this opportunity, it comes with a trade. It may ask for more of your time. It may stretch your comfort. It may require you to release something familiar, a routine, a comfort, a piece of stability that once felt safe but has quietly become too small for the person you are becoming. There is nothing wrong with that. It is simply the nature of growth. Every elevation creates a shift in the ground beneath it, but this time, you will not choose based on appearances. You will not be dazzled by promises or titles or glittering edges. You have outgrown that version of ambition. You are listening with your spirit now, measuring with a scale only your heart understands. Does this path honor your peace, your balance, your well-being, the rhythm your soul has been craving? Because you deserve work that does not drain you. You deserve spaces where your intelligence, your intuition, and your patience are not exploited but valued. You deserve to move towards something that feels aligned, clean, steady, true. And the most beautiful part is that your clarity is becoming magnetic. When you stop chasing what impresses others, what is meant for you begins to seek you out. So, take a moment with whatever arrives, Libra. Hold it in the light, feel it in your body. Let your intuition speak before your logic rushes in. Your soul knows the difference between something that expands you and something that only looks golden from far away. And as this realization settles into you, you may feel another truth rising, one that softens the air around you, a reminder that abundance flows most easily when you are not fighting yourself for it. Stay here with me, because the shift happening in your work is already weaving its way into the next part of your life, your finances, your stability, and the way the universe is preparing to return what was withheld from you. Let's move there gently, because what comes next is the moment your patience finally begins to pay you back. You know, Libra, when life starts shifting in your work, it rarely stops there. Energy moves like water. It carries itself into every corner, every hidden space, every part of your world that has quietly waited for a change. And lately, your financial life has felt like that corner of the house where the light never fully reaches. Not broken, not failing, just dimmer than it should be. As if something has been paused, tangled, or held back in a way you couldn't quite explain. But listen for a moment. Feel the air around you. There is a softness returning to the places inside you that have been tense for too long, and you may not realize it yet, but your finances are beginning to feel that same shift. A loosening, a calming, a clearing of the fog that has lingered over your sense of stability. It starts small. A moment where you look at your account and feel a little less fear. A bill that gets handled more easily than you expected. A delay that suddenly resolves without you having to chase it. Tiny signals from the universe saying, "Gifasist en avestai," have not forgotten you. I have not overlooked the effort it took for you to stay steady while everything else was wavering. And then something else happens, something that feels almost like a quiet blessing finding its way back to you. The money that was owed to you, the payment someone promised, the refund that seemed lost, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers months ago suddenly begins to circle back. Not loudly, not dramatically, just naturally. As if the energy that once got blocked has finally found its opening. This is what karmic refund feels like, Libra. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is simply the universe settling the score on your behalf, restoring what should have never been taken, returning what slipped away, bringing clarity to the places where you have been stretched thin. And the beautiful thing is, this moment does not feel like winning the lottery. It feels like balance returning. It feels like the ground under your feet becoming solid again. It feels like being able to breathe without counting every inhale. You might notice that you are making clearer decisions now. You are less reactive, less fearful, more intentional. Your relationship with money is shifting from survival to trust, and ultimately to alignment. And this shift within you is attracting new opportunities outwardly. When you stop operating from scarcity, the world stops treating you like someone who must always struggle to receive. You are stepping into a version of yourself that understands your value, and that alone changes everything. So, if you feel a quiet sense of relief beginning to rise, let it. If you feel a little more hopeful when you think about the future, lean into it. If you feel a sense of order returning to your financial life, welcome it in. This is your season of restoration, Libra. You are not being tested, you are being repaid. And as these blessings begin to settle into your life, there is something else forming beneath the surface, a shift, not only in your stability, but in the way your body and spirit begin to heal once the fear of not having enough finally loosens its grip. Let us move there gently, because your health, your peace, and the way your soul carries the weight of the world are about to feel very different. Take a moment, Libra, just pause with me here. Let the world outside soften, even if only for a few breaths, because I want to talk to you about something most people never ask you about: your body, your spirit, the places inside you that carry the quiet weight no one sees. Lately, you may have noticed little signals, a faint pressure in your temples, a heaviness in your neck or shoulders that refuses to loosen, that tight, almost aching feeling in your chest, like a truth sitting just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to rise. It is easy to assume these are random discomforts, fatigue, stress, another long day. But I need you to hear this from me. Your body is speaking on behalf of your spirit. You have been absorbing more than you release, thinking more than you rest, taking in more noise than your inner world was designed to hold. And because your mind keeps going, keeps organizing, keeps mediating, your body stepped in and said, "Let me carry what you can't name yet." That ache behind your eyes comes from carrying truths you've swallowed instead of speaking. That tension around your shoulders is the weight of roles you were never meant to play alone. That squeeze in your chest is your heart asking for space, not from others, but from yourself. Space to feel without rushing, space to rest without guilt, space to exist without being useful. There is nothing wrong with you, Libra. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Your system is clearing out old emotional residue, the disappointments you tucked away because there wasn't time to feel them, the swallowed words, the unexpressed boundaries, the moments when you chose peace over truth, thinking it was the kinder option. Your body remembers all of it. And now, in this moment of karmic reversal, it is releasing what has lingered too long. This is why warm water calls to you lately, why you crave silence more than stimulation, why lavender feels like a friend and caffeine feels like a demand your spirit no longer wants to meet. You are not being fragile, you are healing, and healing is not always gentle. Sometimes it feels like a slow unwinding, like echoes rising from wounds you thought had already closed, like tiredness that comes not from the day but from years of holding yourself upright, when part of you just wanted to collapse into someone's arms and be carried for once. I want you to treat your body like a companion now, not a machine. Let warm water pull the heaviness out of your bones. Let quiet moments create clarity where confusion used to live. Let early nights replace late ones, not as discipline, but as devotion. You deserve rest that is not earned but given freely. And as you begin to soften into this, you will notice your thoughts clearing your breath, deepening your energy, returning not in a rush but in gentle waves. Steady, reliable, like something within you is finally lining up again. because your body, your mind, your spirit, they are preparing for something else, something unfolding beneath the surface, something that has been waiting for the right moment to rise. Stay with me, Libra, because as your inner world settles, the world around you, especially the people you love, are about to shift in ways that reveal more than you expect. You know, Libra, when your spirit begins to settle and your body finally stops fighting what it no longer needs to carry, something beautiful starts to happen in the spaces outside of you. The world begins to respond to your inner balance. People begin to sense the shift. Old tensions start to loosen, almost on their own. And relationships that once felt heavy or distant suddenly start to feel softer. There's something almost mystical about it, as if life has been waiting for you to exhale before sending certain people back into your orbit. And lately, you may have felt tiny tremors of that energy, a thought of someone you haven't spoken to in a while, a dream that brings an old face into focus, a memory that rises not with pain, but with a strange, unexpected warmth. These are not accidents, they are invitations. Because when the heart begins to heal, the connections meant for you start finding their way home. Maybe someone reaches out, not to stir up old stories, but to close the space between you. Maybe an apology arrives that you never expected, not because you demanded it, but because time finally caught up with truth. Or maybe the distance that once felt permanent lifts gently like morning fog, revealing the road beneath it again. What makes this moment unique, Libra, is that you are not chasing reconciliation. You are not stretching yourself thin to earn it. You're simply existing in a more grounded version of yourself. And people can feel that. They're drawn to it. They're steadied by it, sometimes without even knowing why. You've always been the quiet center of harmony in your family, the one who senses tension before it's spoken, the one who smooths edges, calms storms, keeps everyone aligned without making it obvious. But now, you're doing it differently. You are no longer sacrificing your peace to maintain peace around you. Instead, you're becoming a mirror. Your calm is encouraging others to soften. Your honesty is encouraging others to speak. Your boundaries are encouraging others to grow. And in that space of mutual truth, people are choosing to meet you in the middle in ways they never did before. There may be a gentle reunion, not dramatic, not tearful, just real. A moment where you and someone you care about finally see each other clearly without the noise of old misunderstandings. Or you may notice a shift inside your home, voices relaxing conversations, feeling less brittle support, coming from places you didn't realize were available to you. The universe is rearranging the pieces, placing certain people back in your life, removing others who no longer align, bringing balance to your relationships, the same balance you've been cultivating inside yourself. And the beautiful part is, you don't have to force any of it. You just need to stay present, stay open, stay rooted in the version of you that refuses to abandon your own heart, because the peace returning to your relationships is not an accident, it is a reflection. And as this warmth begins to settle around you, it prepares the way for something else, something your intuition has been whispering about, a moment where truth, opportunity, and destiny all converge at once. Stay close, Libra, because what unfolds next is the doorway you've been sensing for months finally opening in front of you. Take one more breath with me, Libra. Let it move through your chest, slow and steady, because everything we have been walking through together, the clarity, the release, the healing, the reconnection, all of it has been leading you here to this quiet, powerful threshold you are approaching. There is something sacred about these 3 days ahead of you. Not loud, not dramatic, but potent in a way only destiny can be. Between November 28th and 30th, the energy around you shifts again, not inward this time, but outward toward the world that has been rearranging itself to meet the person you have become. Some people call it luck, some call it timing, but you and I both know this is something deeper, something older. It is the universe gently turning the key in a lock you have stood before for far too long, waiting, hoping, wondering when it would finally open. This is the miracle window, and I don't use that word lightly, because a miracle is not always a flash of light or a dramatic sign from the sky. Sometimes it is a truth surfacing at the exact moment your heart is ready to hear it. Sometimes it is a message that arrives out of nowhere, a name appearing on your screen, a door opening that you had counted out. Sometimes it is a coincidence so precise, it feels like someone whispered your name just before it happened. You might receive news, a confirmation, an answer you've been waiting on, an opportunity that appears almost too aligned to question, something that shifts the way the next chapter unfolds. And Libra, you deserve that shift. Because this window isn't random. It is the result of everything you've been clearing, everything you've been learning, everything you've been quietly rising from, without applause, without shortcuts, without turning bitter along the way. This is karma reversing in real time. This is life returning what was delayed. This is balance restoring itself around you, piece by piece, moment by moment, truth by truth. And what comes toward you in these days carries a different energy. It does not ask you to shrink. It does not demand that you prove yourself. It meets you where you are in your calm, your maturity, your clarity, your softer, wiser heart. You may feel it as a spark of recognition. You may feel it as a door cracking open. You may feel it as a sudden quiet certainty that, yes, this is the moment everything begins to make sense. And when it arrives, no matter how small or subtle it looks, you will know. Because your soul will exhale in a way it hasn't in years. This window brings balance, light, opportunity, a new beginning that carries your name in its foundation, not as an afterthought, but as the first intention. Let yourself receive it. Let yourself believe it. Let yourself step through the doorway. Destiny has been opening inch by inch. And as we move forward from here, there is one more truth I want to leave in your hands. A truth about your worth, your timing, and the way your life is about to unfold far more beautifully than the version you once begged for. Stay close, Libra, because the story that begins after this window is the one you were always meant to live. Take one last slow breath with me, Libra. Let it travel all the way in and all the way out. Feel how different your energy is now compared to when you first pressed play. There is a softness here, a steadiness, a quiet knowing that something in your life is shifting for the better. And if no one has told you this today, I'm proud of you for showing up, for listening, for choosing not to give up on yourself, even on the days when the world felt heavier than it should. Libra, your heart carries a wisdom most people never learn. You feel deeply, you love honestly, you search for balance even in places where chaos has lived for far too long. And the universe sees all of it. Every silent effort, every private prayer, every moment you held yourself together when no one else knew you were breaking. That is why this season is turning in your favor, why karmic doors are opening, why your miracle window is arriving exactly when it needs to. Before you go, stay with me for just a moment longer. If this message touched your soul, even in a small, quiet way, let me know in the comments. Tell me you're here. Tell me you received what you needed. Your voice matters in this space. Your presence strengthens this community, and your story inspires more people than you realize. If you haven't subscribed yet, Libra, I'd be honored to have you here with us. This channel is your sanctuary, your late-night light, your reminder that you are never walking this path alone. And trust me, the journey doesn't end here. Another message is already forming in the background of the universe, waiting for the right moment to reach you. A sign, a truth, a new chapter calling your name. So, stay close, keep your heart open, and remember, you are guided, you are protected, and you are stepping into a future far more beautiful than the past you're leaving behind. Good night, Libra, and may the next miracle find you gently.